This is a test.
This is a test. What do you know about language arts, math, science, and social studies? Find out while playing along with Knowledge for College, where teams from competing UISD schools spin the wheel of knowledge and answer questions from a world of subject categories. It's a mind challenge for students and a chance to win for their school. But most of all, it's a really fun way to learn. Now, let's play Knowledge for College.
Hi and welcome. You're watching Knowledge for College, a game of knowledge and learning, featuring some of our best and brightest students here at United ISD. And today we have students representing Arndt Elementary, and of course we have students representing Prada Elementary. But before we meet our students, I'd like to introduce our guest host today, Mr. Rick Rodriguez, a UISD board member. And sir, thank you for joining us and welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me, children. It's an honor to be here and in this contest. I'm a newly elected board president for District 2. Now as the president, I cover all the districts, and I sit as the board president. I used to be the board member for District 2. Here, the only difference that makes the president is you basically get to talk to the media now and give press releases, but that's basically a little bit of my role that I'll play. And we normally make decisions for the district and for our children, for the better of our future.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Let's turn our attention now to our students. Representing Arndt Elementary, we have Aldo and Matthew. And Aldo, if you can, just tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
My hobby is playing football, soccer, and basketball, and I like to draw.
All right, and Matthew, what about you? What can you tell us about yourself?
I like playing basketball, playing games. I also like to draw.
All right, excellent. And representing Prada Elementary, we have Stella and Ricardo. And Stella, can you tell us about yourself, please?
My hobbies are playing football and dancing, and I also love drawing.
All right, very good. And also representing Prada Elementary, we have Ricardo. And can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
My hobby is playing baseball and sometimes spend hours reading.
All right, excellent. And before we begin play, let me just go over the rules very briefly. Each school is going to take turns spinning the wheel that you see behind you. And of course, we have questions in science, math, social studies, and language arts. Those questions are worth 5 points if you answer them correctly. The category in red, called Wild Turn, those questions are designed to be a little more challenging, a little more difficult, so they can come from any subject area. But if you can answer it correctly, you'll actually get 10 points instead of the 5 for the other ones. And of course, all our questions have a 1-minute time limit. And you'll hear that little bell once you've run out of time. Now, to earn the points, of course, you have to answer the question correctly. If the team in play can't answer the question correctly, the other team gets a chance to answer that question and possibly earn the points. So we had a little coin toss earlier today. Arndt Elementary won. So Aldo or Matthew, will one of you spin that wheel for us, please? And our first spin of the day will go round and round and will come to rest eventually. And this time it's going to land in the math subject area. So the math questions are up here. Now students, I'm going to give each team a copy of the question and the choices. And Mr. Rodriguez, if you can go ahead and read that for us. And here's your copy, and that's your copy. And just to read, which statement is true? Letter A, 0.5 is less than 0.4. Letter B, 0.33 is less than 0.2. Letter C, 0.25 is less than 0.25. Or letter D, 0.222 is less than 0.25. And whenever you're ready, just...
You're ready to go.
D.
Letter D, that which is correct.
So, good job, Arndt Elementary. You will wind up on the board first. And Prada Elementary, it's your turn. So will one of you spin that wheel for us, please? Just make here goes around at least once, and this time we're going to land in the wild turn category. So let's see what our students wind up with here. Let's see, this is going to be a question from the social studies subject area. And that's your copy, and that's your copy.
Prada, you all ready? In a general, if the price of a product goes down, the demand for the product will mostly likely A, go up, B, go down, C, stay the same, D, go down significantly. A is correct.
All right. So, Prada gets 10 points off the bat. And Arndt Elementary, it's your turn once again. So, one of you two students, spin that wheel for us, please. And this turn is going to wind up in the language arts subject area. That'll be up here. And again, this question will be worth 5 points for our students if they can answer it correctly.
Let's see.
Which is the texture found below? When the temperature rises depth under the earth crust, it becomes hot enough to melt rock and turn it into mega. Sometimes the melt rock blasts through the earth's surface, which causes a rock ash and deadly gas to fly into the air.
And your choices are A, cause and effect, B, problem solution, C, sequence, or D, description. And basically we're looking for the text structure found below. And you guys have an answer for us, or do you want to discuss it further?
We
That's
have
fine.
an answer.
What is your answer, please?
A.
That is correct.
All right. So good job, Arndt Elementary. Gained 5 more points. But Prada Elementary, it's your turn once again. So give us a good spin, Stella. And after a very vigorous spin, we are going to land somewhere. This time landing
The wild card again. Wild turn.
once again landing in the wild turn category. And this one's coming from the science subject area. So that'll be your copy and your copy.
You all ready? Here we go. Every year, thousands of square miles of trees are cut down to make paper products. Which of the following is not a result of the cutting of down trees? A, animals' experience of lost habits. B, there is a decrease in the amount of oxygen available. C, there is a decrease in the amount of food available to various.
Herbivores and omnivores. And
D, there's a decrease in the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere.
so students from Prada Elementary, you have a science question. It's a wild term question. So once you're ready, you can go ahead and give us your answer.
D.
That is correct.
So, good job, Prada Elementary. You earned 10 more points. Arndt Elementary, your turn once again. So, give us a good spin, Aldo. And this time our wheel will come to rest eventually. And this time it's going to land in the science subject area. So, our first science question of the day. And it'll be for our students from Arndt Elementary who can earn 5 points by answering correctly.
You ready? Which of the set of materials should students choose when designing an experiment and testing their effect of gravity on an object? A, batteries, wires, light bulbs. B, 2 different type of balls and metric rulers. C, hot plates, water thermometers. D, 2 cups, different type of soil, water, seeds.
B.
B, that is correct.
All right. So good job, Arndt Elementary. You earned the 5 points. And Prada Elementary, once again, it's your turn. So give us a good spin, Ricardo. And once again, the spins in the wild land of the wild turn.
Wild turn.
Somebody's
going hard in wild turns too.
All right. So it's just sort of the element of chance that exists in this game. And that's your copy and your copy. And this question is coming from the social studies subject area. Which concept states that the United States separates the power, is divided between the national and the state governments? Of course, your choices are A, federalism, B, amendments, C, popular sovereignty, or D, separation of powers.
D.
I'm sorry, what was your answer?
D.
I'm sorry, guys, that's incorrect. Arndt Elementary, you have a chance to earn 10 points here. Do you have an answer for us, please?
C.
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Mr. Rodriguez, can you tell us the...
It's federalism.
Federalism is the answer
Letter A.
we were looking for. Letter A. So no points in this round, but good try, everybody. Arndt Elementary, it's your turn once again, so go ahead and spin that wheel for us, please. And this time our spin, or our wheel, will land eventually in
The wild turn.
the wild turn subject area or category. And this question's for our students from Arndt Elementary. It's coming from the math subject area. So here you go.
Okay, here we go. Elisa bought 15 dozen pencils. She distributed equally these pencils to each of the 6 teachers. How many pencils did each teacher receive? A, 150, B, 21, C, 30, D, 20.
30.
30.
That is correct. Letter C.
So good job, Arndt Elementary. You earned the 10 points. Time now for a quick break, so let's go ahead and take one and we'll be right back.
1, 2, 3, team.
UISD students, it's time to rally, dig in, score big, and win a new car just by going to school. The Sames Kia in the Classroom program is back. All United ISD high school students are eligible to win a new 2016 Kia Soul. Have perfect attendance during an 89-week period, and your name will be entered into the UISD Grand Prize drawing to win a new car. Spike your chances, attend class, and win a new Kia Soul.
Studies show that parents who are actively involved in their children's education more than double their chances of graduating from high school and even going on to college. Make time to get to know your child's principal, teachers, and counselor. Volunteer and get involved in your child's school activities. Even the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Invest in your child's future today.
School safety is our #1 priority. Always report bullying to an adult, attend class every day, and please say no to drugs and alcohol. Be sure to report any criminal or suspicious activity to campus police. Remember, texting and cell phone use is forbidden when driving in school zones. Always watch out for kids at crosswalks and when loading on and off school buses. Keep our kids safe.
United ISD urges parents who have children with severe allergies to please inform district nursing staff about your child's condition. Allergic reactions can be life-threatening.
We have procedures in place to help students at risk for severe allergic reactions or anaphylaxis. Notifying staff about student allergies makes it easier for them to respond quickly to an emergency.
Please report severe allergies and help ensure UISD students remain safe and healthy.
Hi and welcome back. You're watching Knowledge for College, a game of knowledge and learning, featuring some of our best and brightest students here at UISD. And today we have students from Arndt Elementary and from Prada Elementary. And our guest host today is Mr. Ricardo Rick Rodriguez, UISD Board President, UISD Board Member. And Mr. Rodriguez, I believe you have a question for our students.
Yes, I do. Basically, I'm going to start off with Arndt. Mr. Cantu, what would you like to be when you graduate? Or what are your plans?
A pastor.
Pastor? That's good. That's very good. Mr. Jimenez?
Surgeon.
Surgery, so you plan to study in the medical field then?
Yes.
When you finish graduating? Ms. Fraser?
I would like to either be a dance teacher or design clothing.
That's very good. Ricardo?
I plan to study chemistry so I can be a chemist.
That's very good. You all have very good talents, and wherever you want to go, I mean, I think it's a bright future that you all bring for our community. I think that tends to help a lot in our community to excel it, and whatever you all want to choice that you all want to make, it's an excellent choice. I thank you very much for that.
Very good. We have an exceptionally bright group of students here. So let's go ahead and resume our play. So Prada Elementary, it's your turn at the wheel. So Stella, give us a good spin. And we'll see where the wheel lands. This time it's going to land in the social studies subject area, and that'll be our first one of the day. And again, this question is for our students from Prada Elementary. It's worth 5 points if they can answer correctly.
All ready? Of the 13 English colonies, which of the ones were the most supported by the agriculture and slave labor? A. New England colonies. B. Middle colonies. C. Atlantic coast colonies. Or D. Southern colonies.
Our answer is D.
That is correct.
All right. Good job, Prada Elementary. And Arndt Elementary, it's your turn once again. So Aldo or Matthew, will one of you spin that wheel for us, please? And the spin will keep going around until it stops eventually. And it looks like it's going to land in the science subject area. Right down here. And again, the science question for our students is going to be worth 5 points if they can answer correctly. So, when examining sedimentary rock layers to better understand the nature of a fossil's environment, which layer is considered to have evidence of the oldest past living organisms? Your choices are A, the top layer of the rock, B, the middle layer of the rock, C, the bottom layer of the rock, or D, none of the above. All right.
That is correct.
That is correct. So, by answering correctly, you earn the 5 points, Arndt Elementary. And Prada Elementary, your turn once again. So give us a good spin on that wheel. And this time the wheel is going to land in the social studies subject area. So we have another social studies question. This time for our students from Prada Elementary. And they can earn 5 points by answering correctly.
Here we go. One of the most important rights and privileges of the United States citizens is voting. How would voting lead to the politic change? A. Voting raises money for our government. Voting ensures the people belonging to politics parties. C. Voting leads to putting new and different people in office. D. Voting keeps the same people in office for life.
C.
C.
That is correct.
All right. So good job there, Prada Elementary. And Arndt Elementary, it's your turn once again. So Matthew or Aldo, will one of you spin that wheel for us? And as the wheel goes around, it will come to rest eventually. Landing where, we don't know yet, but we'll find that out soon enough. And this time, we will stop in the social studies subject area once again. And again, students, this question's worth 5 points if you can answer correctly.
There we go.
Okay, which of the following are secondary sources? Your choices are A, an artifact, a personal letter, or a podcast. B, a biography, an atlas, a computer manual. C, a recording of a famous speech, a biography and raw news footage. Or D, a personal diary, a podcast, or a computer manual. Which of the following are secondary sources? Social studies question for our students from Arndt Elementary, and they can earn 5 points by answering correctly.
C.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Prada Elementary, do you have an answer for us, please?
B.
That is correct.
All right. So Prada Elementary gets the 5 points, and Prada Elementary, it's also your turn at the wheel, so go ahead and give us a good spin there. And the wheel comes to rest, landing in the math subject area. And again, students, this question's worth 5 points if you can answer correctly. A store sells peppermints for 2 cents each and gumballs for 20 cents each. Which statement correctly compares these prices? A, the price of peppermints is 18 times the price of gumballs. B, the price of gumballs is 18 times the price of the peppermints. C, the price of the peppermints is 10 times the price of gumballs. Or D, the price of gumballs is 10 times the price of the peppermints.
D.
That is correct.
All right. So good job, students. You answered correctly and you earned the 5 points. Arndt Elementary, it's your turn once again. So Aldo or Matthew, will one of you spin that wheel for us, please? And let's see, this time the wheel will come to rest and it's going to land in the math subject area. So once again, we have a math question up here. And again, our students from Arndt can earn 5 points by answering this question correctly. Okay, students, Taylor has 1/3 of bread left. He splits this remaining piece among his next 4 meals. What fraction of the loaf of bread will Taylor have at each of the next 4 meals? And your choices are A, 1 1/3, B, 12, C, 1/7, or D, 1/12. And just to repeat, this is a math question for our students from Arndt Elementary. Taylor has 1/3 of bread left. He splits this remaining piece among his next 4 meals. And are you guys ready?
Yes.
What's your answer, please?
D.
That is correct.
All right. D, 1/12. That's very good, guys. So you earned the 5 points. Prada Elementary, your turn once again. So go ahead and give us a good spin on that wheel. And this time we are going to wind up with another math question up here. And again, once again, this will be worth 5 points for our students if they can answer correctly.
Y'all ready? Here we go. Troy bought 2 books for $5.35 each and a book marker for $1.25. What was the total amount of money Troy spent in these items? A, $11.95, B, $6.60, C, $4.10, D, $10.70.
A.
That is correct.
So good job, Prada Elementary, and you earned the 5 points. And Arndt Elementary, your turn once again. So go ahead and give us a good spin, please. And as the wheel goes around, it will come to rest eventually, landing somewhere. I don't know where yet, but we'll see. Looks like we're going to wind up with another math question. So this time it's going to be for our students from Arndt Elementary who can earn 5 points by answering correctly. Okay, the question. Paul buys a roll with 3.5 yard of string. He used 7/8 of a yard of string for a school project. How much string does he have left in that roll? Your choices are A, 3 3/8 yards, B, 3 1/6 yards, C, 5/8 or 2 5/8 yards, or D, 2 3/8 yards. And again, this is a math question for our students from Arndt Elementary. And just to repeat, Paul buys a roll with 3.5 yards of string. He used 7/8 of a yard of string for a school project. So, you guys ready? What's your answer, please?
C.
That is correct.
All right. 2 5/8 of a yard. Very good, guys. You earned the 5 points, but Prada Elementary, it's your turn again. So Give us a good spin there, Stella. And this time our wheel will come to rest. And it's going to land once again in the math subject area. So another math question for our students. And again, guys, this is worth 5 points if you can answer correctly. All right, and the question is, Stanley equally divides half of the cake among his 3 children. What part of the cake does each child receive? And your choices are A, 1/2, B, 1/6, C, 1/3, or D, 1/8. And just to repeat, Stanley equally divides 1/2 of a cake among his 3 children. What part of the cake does each child receive? And our students have up to a minute to answer. This is a question for our students from Prada Elementary. They can earn 5 points by answering correctly, otherwise our students from Arndt will get a chance.
C.
No.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Arndt Elementary, do you have an answer for us?
B. That is correct.
That is correct. So we're looking at B, 1/6, and time now for a quick break, so let's go ahead and take one and we'll be right back.
What does it take to be a champion? Desire, dedication, determination, discipline.
And the will to win.
Success in life is not luck.
It's hard work and dedication.
Never lose sight of your dreams. Be a champion.
Hi and welcome back. You're watching Knowledge for College, a game of knowledge and learning featuring some of our best and brightest students here at United ISD. And of course we have students from Arndt Elementary and from Prada Elementary. And our guest host today was Mr. Rick Rodriguez, UISD Board President. And Mr. Rodriguez, what did you think of our show?
I loved it. I think Knowledge for College is something very experienced, that the children excelled in this, and I think it speaks for itself for the trophies they got. And I also want to thank their sponsors, their teachers, and their parents who are behind us.
And of course, once again, we'd like to thank our students from Arndt Elementary and from Prada Elementary for being such good sports and joining us here today. And of course, we'd like to thank some of the businesses that provide prizes for our students. And of course, I'm talking about Sonic, America's Drive-In, Great American Cookies, and McDonald's of Laredo. And with that, everybody, we've run out of time, so let's go ahead and say goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye.